difference because Emma will be like, ah, and I'll be like, ooh. So yeah, I came down with an ear infection on Wednesday and I called Marcus and I was like, Marcus, like, I'm really sick, I'm not going to be able to come. Like, we can't present in front of 900 people. No, we're not going to do that anymore. We're not coming. He's like, well, maybe Emma could just come on her own. I was like, oh, no, Emma can't go by herself. Like, no, that's not possible because we're the Merrymaker sisters and, like, we have to be together. And I was like, okay, I'll come. And then I got freaked out. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose my voice. I won't be able to speak in front of 950 people. We can do a Q&A. Marcus, can we just do a Q&A? I don't want to present, like I don't want to do this thing. And he's like, no, you can't do that. And I was like, oh. Thursday we were supposed to practice all day long. And I was on the couch, lying like on the couch, and we didn't practice at all. So we are strong believers in going with the flow. So that's what we're doing today. And Wayne Dyer says, he said, that when you speak, that you say exactly what you're meant to say at exactly the right time. So that's the mantra we're living by right now, and we're really excited to be here, so thank you for having us. And thank you to Vicky as well for putting us all in such a good mind space. That was amazing. Also to Brett, we just saw the end and the start of your presentation before, and that was equally amazing. So I'm just really excited to be here.
Me too. Shall we start?
Mm-hmm.
So we are here to tell you our story and to talk about going from mediocre to magical.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
It is. So Em, tell me about like a magical life. Like, have you ever lived a magical life before?
So you know when you're a little kid, everything is that little bit exciting. You're kind of just super pumped to do whatever you're meant to be doing that day. And at some point, I don't know what age it was, that disappeared. And all of a sudden it just became this going through of motions. The magic had gone. So we want to tell you our story, how we lost that magic and then we found that magic. And hopefully inspire you to find your magic too.
For me, it was 4 years ago. And I was working my way up the government corporate ladder. That was really fun. And I was just trying to get to the next level, the next level, the next level. I was on a diet since I was age 11, trying to lose weight, trying to look differently, trying to be thinner, going to the gym 2 hours a day, freaking out if I didn't go to the gym 2 hours a day. Stress out of my brains, trying to organise my life, trying to organise my ex-boyfriend's life, trying to organise my friends' lives. And I was 21 years old. How the hell did that happen?
Mm-hmm. And at that same time, I had found myself in a relationship that had no happiness. I was working in the same government department, crying every day. There was zero magic. I just had lost it all. And I thought this was reality. I thought this was, this was where my life was headed. I was on the right track. I had the $80,000 salary, the security, everything I was meant to have, I had. But why didn't I have any joy? Why wasn't I happy? Because I was living the should-bes, that I should be marrying this guy that I'm meant to be with, that I should be buying the house, that I should be thinking about my 2.5 kids that are on the way. But that just didn't bring joy to me. So I think, how old was I? 24? Was I 24? About 24.
Yeah, I was 21, you were 24.
And I ended up buying a house with this guy that I didn't really want to be with. And then I broke up with him the day we were meant to move in.
I came to the rescue because I bought the house with her.
It wasn't very funny at the time.
Yeah,
but
it was horrible.
And, that was a rock bottom for me. I know Brett was talking about rock bottoms, and we all have our own rock bottom, where it's just like, where is the magic? I can't even imagine what a magical life would be like, or happiness, or laughter. It just had all disappeared. And that was kind of the time when we were like, shit. Like, we need to make a change, and like, we're the people who can do this. Because we thought, when we were little, we thought life was meant to be awesome. And guess what? It is.
So when the wellness guys asked us to speak today, we were so excited. We're like, oh, what should we speak about? Like, oh, maybe we'll talk about food, like salted caramel. Like, we should talk about that, definitely. And it had to get a mention in there. But then we started thinking, like, what is the one question everybody always asks us, whether it's in an email, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on the podcast what we're answering. And the question that everyone asks us is, why are you guys so happy all the time? And so when we were thinking about it, maybe it's all the cacao that we eat, because we eat a lot of cacao. Maybe it's because we live near the beach.
Yeah.
You spotted a whale once, but it was actually
wasn't a whale, it was a kayak. Yeah.
Never going to live that one down, because I was like, oh my God, it's a whale!
Look at this guy just paddling.
It looked like a guy paddling on a kayak. So anyway, so we sat down and we were like, well, why are we so happy all the time, which we're not. But why are we so happy most of the time? And we actually looked back at the past 4 years of where we were, this mediocre life, to where we are now, which is back into this magical zone. And we could pinpoint 5 key action steps that we've taken, that we take every single day, that turned our life into a magical life. And we want to share those with you today. Yes. Oh, quick disclaimer, this is yours.
Disclaimer. So everybody's happy and magical looks a little different, and that's an amazing thing. And guess what? Bad stuff still happens. Bad stuff happens to us, and we get angry, and we get upset, and we get sad, and it's okay to feel, but what we've learned is how to turn those unhappy moments, accept them, move on, and get back into the magical zone quicker. So you learn to deal with those sucky moments better.
Yes. So why would you want to live a happy and magical life? This seems like a really simple question, but there are like heaps of reasons, and we're just going to quickly go through them. So you become a healthier person, you're way more productive because you're actually enjoying yourself.
Less stressed, and also that means you're more healthy, because we all know stress is like the #1 killer.
Life flows so much nicer. Like it's just like, oh my gosh, that was so good. Instead of like, like that. And you have better relationships.
Yes.
With like, not just like relationships, like lovey love relationships, but like sisters, and like with your parents or your kids and things like that. And the #1 thing that we always like to remember is this is it. Life. So we should make it magical. Like, why not?
Yep.
Okay. So the 5 things that we're going to take you through today is food, mindset, mindfulness, gratitude, and bliss. So let's get into it, the first one.
Which is food. So the food you eat either makes you more healthy or less healthy. Those are your options.
It's unknown too. We Googled it and no one said it. So we should claim it, but...
The Merrymaker system. Anyway, so food was where it all started for us. I mean, we'd hit to this like rock bottom, no magic, blah, living, and I discovered I had a gluten intolerance. And in 1 week, someone told me about the paleo diet at work, someone told me about it at the gym, and I think I got a random email from Mark Sisson. He sent it to me personally. And
you were subscribed to his email.
Anyway, I took it as a sign from the universe to look into it, research more, and it just all became clear. It was like, you know, the cogs in your head, like sometimes they're just like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Eat real food, feel better. The crap that's like processed, filled with sugar, isn't making you feel good. Stop eating it. So that was kind of our lead into this real food way of living, and both of us went on this journey together, and we both never felt better.
Yeah, but today we were thinking about talking about food. We're like, oh my gosh, this audience like has probably heard so much about food, like here and outside, like with all of the stalls, like fermentation and prebiotic and probiotic and gluten-free and vegan, but like eat your greens, but don't eat raw greens, because if you have a thyroid issue, then maybe that's not very good for you, and so you should try not to do that. But what about weed, seed and feed? Because you should weed, seed and feed your gut, or is it seed, feed and weed?
I don't... Anyway, there's so much information out there, which is amazing. Like, that's the magic of the internet. We love the internet. But it can get confusing. So our #1 message is to learn all you can to make yourself feel better. But remember, it's just one action, one little action at a time. What can you do right now to make yourself feel better, instead of like getting that overwhelmed feeling of like, I need to do all these things.
And our #1 rule when it comes to food, am I supposed to click? No, it's not. These are some guidelines, but our actual #1 rule, which is more of a guideline, is that less stress is always best, especially when it comes to our plates. Because, as Marcus was saying, the We Quit Paleo story. We loved paleo and it was the best thing ever, and we just got so obsessed with it, and we found ourselves going backwards because we were so worried about eating a little bit of white rice, a little bit of yogurt in that dressing, some chickpeas.
And we really missed corn chips. I just really miss corn chips.
Corn chips and guacamole is the best thing ever invented, and we weren't eating that. So we decided that, you know what, we're going to ditch the label because labels suck, and we're going to just eat real food. So we did, and we posted that story, and everybody loved it, and it was like, yay, no stress. So number 1 is eat real food, and you guys have heard that so much today and yesterday.
And all our recipes, everything we cook has to be quick, easy, and delish, of course, because life is too short for undelish food. That's not a word.
Totally.
Undelish.
One thing that we've learnt in our journey is to really pay attention to how you feel. It is easy to think, oh yeah, those hot chips, they made me feel like crap. But when you're when you're eating such a clean, unprocessed diet, actually real food can also not... I didn't do that. Someone is messing with me right now. But you can look at the pork belly because it's bloody yum. So what we've realised is that we really need to pay attention to how we feel, also when we're eating the real food. For me, I'm intolerant to almonds, dairy. Thanks, Jules, wherever you are, for letting me know that. Yes? Yeah, Jules is amazing, by the way. Love her.
Our favourite naturopath.
So they don't make me feel good, so I don't eat them anymore. And we just think it's so important to always keep listening to your body. And it's always going to change. Your diet isn't always going to be this way every single day. And that's also super boring, so bring the fun back into food. Food can be fun, food can be delicious. Let's embrace that.
Yeah, just add joy back into your cooking, add joy back into your kitchen, and have fun. And eat this kind of food.
Yeah, so as Marcus was saying, we have a new book.
If you like it.
So exciting. But these, we don't really want to talk about the book. We just want to show you guys, photos of the book because they look so good. So I'm just going to quickly flick.
Boom. Yum. Yum.
That is the prettiest cake ever.
Yum.
Okay, and if you do want to find more information, we've set up a pretty little landing page just for you guys all about these. It has heaps of tools on connecting what makes you feel like crap, what makes you feel like good. And we also share our number 1 thing for staying on track, which I do want to quickly go over right now.
The value connector?
Yes.
Oh, yes. The value connector. So we actually borrowed this / stole it from Dr. John Demartini, and it's all about connecting what you want to your values. So the easiest thing to stay on track when you're trying to eat a healthier lifestyle, trying to eat healthier, become healthier, is to connect it with, for example,
your family, your career, your social life. So really tapping into what are your top values and working out how being healthier actually is going to help that value. So eating real food makes me healthier, duh, but also it gives you more energy, so you're going to be able to come up with new ideas. You're going to be able to play with your kids more. You're going to want to hang out with your friends more because you feel really confident, that kind of thing. So anyway, we have a really fun tool, so you can get it. Okay, number 2, oh, my voice looks funny.
You had that fire tonic stuff too.
I did, and thank you for that. Brett was talking to us backstage, and he was like, oh, I've got this fire tonic thing, you should get it, it'll help your throat. And so Mark came backstage, gave me a shot of it. I didn't know what it was going to be. I was like, is this tequila? No, it was fire tonic. I took it, and it literally put me on fire. I was like, I'm so hot now.
Kind of like salad dressing, but hot.
Salad, delicious.
And delish and apple cider vinegar. Yeah.
Okay, mindset. You and only you can choose your thoughts. And Wayne Dyer did say that, so we have a name for that one.
Wayne.
Mindset is such a big one, and we have so many personal stories, but a story my best friend told me about 2 weeks ago I think is so much better to tell. So I'm going to tell that, and it's Kai's story. So my friend Emma, which is a bit confusing because her name's Emma. Let's call her MJ, because that's what I call her. My friend MJ has a son, and he's 6 years old, and he just started school. And he was so excited to go to school, but he came home after his first day of school and he was so upset And MJ goes, why are you upset? What happened at school? What the kids mean? Like, what happened? And he's there and he's like, Mom, all the other kids, they're climbing the big tree and they're getting all the way to the top and they're seeing the entire world, they're seeing the entire school, and I just can't do it. I can't climb the tree. MJ's like, okay, you can't climb the tree. Anyway, this happened for the next 2 weeks. Day after day after day, Kai would come home so upset that he couldn't climb the tree, that he couldn't see the entire world, he couldn't see the entire school and play with the other kids. So MJ took Kai by the hand, took him into the bathroom and stood in front of the mirror, and she looked in the mirror and said, I can do whatever I want. I can achieve whatever I want to achieve. And Kai's looking at her like, what are you doing, Mum? Like, I've never seen you talk in the mirror before. That's just really weird. MJ did this for the next week, and Kai started to do it with her the following week. The next day, Kai came home, and he was a different kid. He was like, I'm so excited, I had the best day at school. And MJ's like, why? Like, why? Like, what happened? And he's like, Mom, I climbed the tree, and I could see the entire world. I could see the entire school. It looks so different from up there. And this kid is 6 years old. And the only reason why he climbed the tree was because he told himself that he could. And when MJ told me, I was like in tears. I was like, oh my God, this kid. And we all have the power to do that. We can all change our thoughts. We can all change our worlds and see everything so differently if we choose to do that. Positive affirmations played a huge, they still do, role in our journey. And Louise Hay actually, that was the first time we saw them. It was like a cute quote on Instagram. We're like, oh, who's Louise Hay? Like, let's Google her.
Yeah.
So we did.
Yeah, and to be honest, like when we did first discover this world of positive affirmations, today I mentally wrap each person I meet in a circle of love. Kind of made us feel a little bit strange, a little bit weird. It was a bit woo-woo, a bit like,
yeah, like, you're right. Like, wait, what?
Now we love it. Now we love that. And we're wrapping all of you in a circle of love. But our point is, create your own affirmations. Don't just go with what other people say. How can you change your thoughts to suit you? We have some examples.
We do. Oh, first of all, let's go to the examples because we did that. We did it around the wrong way. That's okay, because we're going with the flow. We're always looking at worst case scenarios. Have you ever had a conversation where it's like, oh, what's the worst that can happen? Like, why do we say that? So Emma and I, whenever we're thinking of a new idea, or we're like talking about something big or something awesome that we should try, we're like, what's the best that can happen? And then we're like thinking in best case scenario. It's like we're predicting a really good future, and that's just a really fun thing to do.
Another one is like, this is your favourite.
It is my favourite.
This too shall pass. And this one is a really important one when you are going through those sucky moments when you're like, this is so bad. But just to remind yourself that this too shall pass will make you realise that, okay, I'm moving on, it's okay, everything's going to be fine. But also, another one we were talking to Mark Manson, a blogger. He's got millions of followers. He's crazy amazing. And he loves this one too, but he also mentioned it for when the good stuff happens. This too shall pass. Even when the most magical, amazing thing is happening, to remember that this is going to pass. So really be present, really be grateful for that amazing moment.
I'm abundantly supplied in all the ways. We love the word abundance. It's a really fun word to say. And a lot of people, they think of abundance in money, like that I'm abundant, I've got all the money that I need. But actually, this mantra really helps us when we think we don't have enough time. Like, well, we are abundant in everything we need. Like, we have all the time. Time's going to pass anyway. We have it all. Space, love, you're abundantly supplied in all the ways. What I focus on grows. This was a good one for us when we quit our job.
Yeah. So I guess the point is, like, what are you focusing on most of the time? Like, what are you thinking about all the time? Is it a negative thought? That negative thought is going to grow. Is it a positive thought? That positive thought will grow. So just to keep in mind that what you are constantly focusing on is going to grow. So you have the power to choose what you want to grow.
And if all else fails and you forget all the mantras, you can just say, I'm freaking amazing, and you feel really good when you say that. We were saying it like backstage. because we were really nervous to come out, and we're like, we're freaking amazing, we're freaking amazing. And it really helped us. We're like, cool, we are amazing, let's go do this shit. So positive mindset can rewire your brain to think happier and more positive. Barbara Fredrickson, who's a positive psychologist, said, positive emotions broaden your sense of possibilities and open your mind. So negative thoughts do the opposite. Let's get that way, in the positive. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Sorry, we're talking about Mark Manson again. We did just have an interview on Merry Biz with Mark Manson, and it kind of blew our minds. I'm pretty sure he saved future relationships, current relationships. Oh, it was just amazing. So if anyone's interested in Mark Manson, check out that episode, number 59. But Carly, you should talk about the feedback loop.
Yeah, so when we're talking about positive mindset, or anything for that matter, making a good thing happen in our lives, and we're trying to do these good things, we can often fall back into that negative mindset, or we might have like an ice cream, oops, we might have something else, oops. And I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I find myself thinking, ugh, I didn't get that work done. Ugh, hang on a second, like, stop being negative about not getting the work done. Like, you should be positive, Carla. Like, Carla, be positive. That's a really shit thing you're doing right now, being negative. And now I feel so guilty about being negative all the time. I don't know what to do. I'm just in this negative feedback loop from hell, going round and round in circles, being negative about being negative. About being negative, about being negative, or being guilty, and then feeling guilty about being guilty. Do you see where that doesn't really add up? If we fall back, let's just get over it and move on. That's so much easier as well, like just like, oh yeah, that happened, oops. We actually do that. When we have a fight, we fight sometimes, people think that's funny, and also like that, because it's a question we get, do you guys like fight?
We fight a lot.
Like, yeah, we do.
But we get over it really fast.
I'll say like, oops, to Emma, and we'll be like, oops, let's move on.
Yeah.
So, moving on.
The next one is mindfulness, and I know that you guys have heard a lot about this over the last 2 days. So most people look to the future until they're so old they begin living in the past, totally missing the present moment, life itself. Isn't it crazy that our heads are like stuck in the past, or they're anxious about the future, and we just completely are missing like this amazingness right in front of us that's happening right now? So, you know, a story, I think it's Brett, he talks about this, about his kids growing up. How some parents that he knows, they get sad because they're like, oh, they were so little and cute then, and now they're like this. But Brett's really big on like enjoying them right now. Like, this is amazing. Like, this is how old they are now, and this is what they're doing, this is what they're achieving. Like, isn't that just the most amazing thing to think about and realize that, oh, like that happened, that was amazing, but don't live back there.
Yeah. Something that happens to me all the time, talking about falling back, is because mindfulness can be really difficult, and then I'll tell myself, look, I don't have time to meditate today. I don't have time to sit down for 5 minutes and do nothing and just focus on my breath. Yeah, right, I don't need to do that. Like, I've got a million things on my to-do list. I just don't have time. Has anyone else ever said that to themselves before? Huh?
Yeah.
I still do it. But we do, and being mindful is so super magical. And that's what it's all about today.
Yes.
So we're going to go into why we should all be mindful, and really, what is mindfulness?
Yeah. So we Googled it, and mindfulness is the non-judgmental awareness of experiences in the present moment, also known as living in the now.
Yeah, because it's so funny. Like, our yoga teacher talks about this, and she's like, your body is the only thing present. Your body is the only thing present. She goes on about it and actually clicked the other day. It's your mind that jumps from the past, it jumps to the future. And we're always living in this like weird world of like past, oh that happened, I'm really sad, I'm really happy that that happened. Oh, I'm really anxious about this, oh my gosh, it's happening. Okay, we can't change the past. Sorry, see you later, that happened, move on. The future is a funny one because you worry about the future and you just like, even getting excited about the future, which is so okay, like yeah, let's get excited about that. But then the future comes and then it's now.
And then you're also excited about another future thing.
And
you forget to enjoy the now. Yeah, it's weird.
It doesn't exist. What? That not even planned.
I don't know.
Okay, cool. So you get this disconnection from the present moment, and we're also busy multitasking and multi-thinking that we forget to live in the now. And I'm actually wearing my Now watch. I don't know if you can see it.
It's good to have a reminder to be present. And also, I mean, like, we have our own business, we have to set goals, and the way you do that is to actually enjoy the process of setting your goals. So dedicate time to thinking about the future, arranging it, organising it, getting excited, and then finishing that, moving on to whatever you're doing, which might be a walk outside, and enjoying that moment now. It's fun.
So how can you be more mindful? These are some of the things we do every day.
So Carla mentioned use your body as an anchor. So just like thinking about like your body parts and being like, they're right here, right now. And that will just take you right to this present moment.
Focusing on your breath, which I know we did before. I think we should all actually take a deep breath because I feel like I need one. Like, seriously, it feels so good to breathe.
Sometimes I forget to breathe.
I know, me
like,
too.
what?
Mindful meditation, there's so many free apps if you haven't downloaded them. Google them, Headspace, Calm. Any others?
Mind Valley, Smiling Mind. A mindful nature walk, I love this one. You just go outside and like notice all the trees and the birds. We do it together sometimes and we just go, oh, look at that bird, look at that ocean. It's fun.
Putting in mindful moments every single day. Something like maybe you're really mindful every time you take a sip of water. Or you're really mindful every time you get up to go to the bathroom. Little things. I don't know why I thought of that, because like water and bathroom. Maybe I need to go to the bathroom. I'm not sure if I need to go to the bathroom. I had a big smoothie or I'm just really nervous still. So
switch off. We're all so connected to so many devices, mobiles, laptops, computers, Netflix, TV. Sometimes you just got to switch off. And I mean, this is a struggle. My phone is just over there. I'm getting anxious just being away from it.
The struggle is real.
But anyway, just like making sure you turn it off for 5 minutes even. Don't put it next to your bed. That's the worst thing you can do. But just paying attention to how connected you are all the time.
Eating is something we all do. So being really mindful when we eat. And gosh, mindful eating is so much more enjoyable. Like being there in the moment of the meal and you're tasting every bite. And it lasts so much longer and you're just like, I feel so satisfied.
And listening to others. Do you ever find yourself having this conversation where like they're talking to you, they're like pouring their heart out maybe, and you're already thinking about what you're going to say back? Stop thinking about that. Just listen to them. They might not even want to hear what you're about to say. So just pay attention to them and you'll find yourself being more mindful, and then you can think about your reaction and they'll appreciate it a lot more too. Oh, next one. Gratitude. Game changer. I always say that.
She says that every single time we mention gratitude, like in anything. We'll be like, oh, gratitude. And she's like, gratitude is a game changer. So, but it really is. And this quote, like we could pretty much just read this quote out and like it would be enough, but it's not enough because gratitude is the game changer. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos into order, confusion to clarity. It can turn a meal into a feast, a house into a home, and a stranger into a friend.
Can I give an example right now? Yeah. So like talking to you guys, I was like getting nervous. I was feeling nervous to come up on stage. I mean, I have like public speaking fears from when I was like this old. And then I just realised how grateful I am to be asked to be here. Like how amazing is that? So all of a sudden, boom, I'm super pumped to talk to you guys instead of that fear. So that's the power of gratitude. That's the magic of it.
It increases happiness, health, gives you motivation for life in general. It makes you a kinder, nicer, more empathetic person, and it definitely improves relationships, and it just allows you to handle stressful moments better. It's so funny when you start to like notice the things that you are grateful for, and we do this, like you've probably heard it, like just notice 3 things, like that's how you start being grateful, 3 things you're grateful for every day. And you'll do it, and you'll do it one day, and it might be a bit hard, like you're like, I don't know what I'm grateful for, but then the next day it's easier, and maybe you want to list more than 3, because there's like more than 3 things you're grateful for, which is so cool. And then by the time that you've been doing it again and again and again, it's so easy to come up with things that you're grateful for, because we are so freaking blessed, or whatever, some people don't like that word, but we are to be here. I did that again. Where was I? We're so lucky to be here. And when we start to notice all the things, that we have to be grateful for, more things start to appear. Being vocal about it with someone you love, a friend, a family member, is even more magical, because when they say what they're grateful for, you're there, you're like nodding along. Yeah, me too, ditto. Like, I think that too, I'm grateful for that too, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like, imagine in this room right now, if like we all said one thing we were grateful for, and like I would probably nod along to everyone. I'm like, me too.
Yeah. That's what we do that on like online a lot too. Like,
Yeah.
just write, what are you grateful for? And everyone writes their list, and it's like, I'm grateful for each and every one of those things.
Yeah.
But actually, what we find is up level on listing gratitude is turning shitty moments or not so grateful moments into grateful moments. Like, that's where the real magic happens.
Yeah.
That's when we really appreciated the power of gratitude. And we're going to do a little exercise.
This is my favourite exercise ever.
It's called, what is it called?
Turning the have-tos into the blessed-tos. So I don't know if anyone knows of Lewis Howes, but we were at a conference with him 2 years ago, and he did this exact exercise with us, and it changed our lives and how we act every single day, how we talk every single day. So let's do it together. I think this will be fun. I want you to think of one thing you have to do every single day. For me, it's I have to wash the dishes. So I'm going to give you like 10 seconds to think of a have to. Could be like, I have to pick up the kids, or
I have to pay the bills.
I have to go to the gym. Okay, I think everyone has a have to.
Yeah.
Okay, so now what I want you to do is turn it into a choose to. I choose to wash the dishes.
I choose to pay the bills.
I choose to pick up the kids. I don't have kids, but that's a really good example that I always use like in interviews, and everyone's like, do you have kids? I'm like, no.
But lots of people do have
Lots of people do, and I think people would say that. So the next one that I want you to do, this is the game changer. This is the thing where you're like, oh my God. We're going to turn that have to, that we turned into a choose to, into a blessed to. But wait, there's more. Because if you don't like the word blessed, which I know some people don't, you can use the word stoked. I'm stoked to wash the dishes. And you need to give it a because. I am so stoked to wash the dishes because I have access to clean water every single day.
I am so stoked to pay the bills because I have a roof above my head.
And we don't want you to just say this one to yourself. We want everyone to say it out loud, like at the same time, because we think that would kind of be magical. Is everyone okay to do that? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go like 3, 2, 1, and then we all say it at the same time. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. I am blessed to wash the dishes. Yes!
You did it!
I was like, I don't know if they're going to like do it with me or not.
So that is something that comes up every day in our house, right?
It does. So I'll be like, Emma, I have to check the emails. Like, I have to write back to the hundreds of emails. And she's like, Carla, you are blessed.
It's kind of a little joke that we like to do that, but you are blessed to check our emails because so many people are emailing us with questions, with ideas to share with us, with appreciation of what we put out online.
And even though it's a joke, it works.
It does work.
So like, even though we're like giggling about it, like, oh no, we're blessed, like, haha. Like, no, we actually are. Like, it's true. So let's get on to number 4.
The next one is bliss. Shush you. The next one is bliss. And this is a big one for us. I mean, if anyone follows us online on social media, we've shared this whole follow your bliss message since the start.
It's pretty funny actually, because we were sharing this follow your bliss message, but we had like government full-time jobs. And we're like, and then that was the moment where we realized, oh my gosh, we're like preaching follow your bliss. And I didn't do that. And we're not following ours. So sharing this message, I didn't do that, actually helped us follow ours. Now I need to put this down. Okay, Emma, over to you. Bliss.
Bliss.
You didn't say the quote, and that's my favourite.
Yeah, well, I was waiting for you to put it there. Follow your bliss and the universe will open doors for you where there were once only walls, by Joseph Campbell. We did add that once because when I read it, it just didn't come out right. So I have to add that once. But the point is, when you're doing what you're meant to be doing, when you're on a path of your bliss, opportunities come your way, doors will open where there were once walls, and this pretty much happened to us. I mean, the day we quit our jobs, we got a bunch of emails saying like, here, have this, here, do this, here's a job, blah, da, 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 da. And it was like, what? Like, this stuff is real. And ever since, it's been awesome. Of course, it's been hard as well, but like, honestly, when you're on that path, magical stuff really does happen.
Yeah, and the thing that we like, when we talk about bliss, like people are like, yeah, but like I found mine, but I didn't want it to be a career. And that is so totally okay. You don't have to turn your bliss into a full-time thing. It's just about making sure you add bliss to your everyday, whether it be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it might be. But don't you think every day would be better if you were doing something you loved so much that time just like, you don't even know that it's there, like you're just doing it and you're so in the moment, you're just like, I'm freaking loving every second.
Yeah.
Painting, drawing, writing, photography.
Yeah, one of our friends that we just spoke to yesterday, she works for one of our other friends, an online business. But she's really passionate about painting. She loves art, she loves crafts, but she just stopped doing it. And all of a sudden she's added it back to her life, and she's said that she's the happiest she's been in years. And all she does is she does 5 minutes a day. She has a table set out with all her paint and her paper. So while she's cooking dinner, doing everything for the kids and her husband, getting all that ready, she'll go and paint, even just for 2 minutes. Just go over here and paint. And she said it's just changed her life. And now she's sharing it on social media, on Facebook. And guess what I went and did the other day? I went and painted. So not only is it going to help you, it's going to have this amazing ripple effect on everyone around you, and you'll inspire others to do more of what they love. And as Carla said, it is just about 5 minutes. I mean, we can get into this like motion of life where it's like the same thing day in, day out, and we forget to do the stuff that we love to do.
And what if you don't know what you love to do? That's a question we always get. It's like, I don't know what I love. Just do. Like, try new things. If you've never tried painting, try it. If you've never gone salsa dancing, and you guys are going to keep me accountable because I have said, like, for the past, like, 10 weeks, I'm going to go to salsa dancing classes. And I was like, you better go. Like, you should do it. And I haven't yet, so I'm going to. I'm going to add that. And if you have multiple blisses, this is also a good thing. People are like, I don't know. I don't have one thing. It's not a magical thing that you find and you're like, oh my gosh, I found what I'm supposed to be here for.
It's got a mind of its own.
It's alive! Oh my gosh!
But yes, adding 5 minutes, adding 5 minutes of bliss is magical. It will make you happier.
I actually do want to change it. So like, whoever's doing that.
Did this happen to anyone else?
Just us. No, seriously.
It's the magic.
It's so magical. Oh, no. Okay, cool. Okay.
This is a bonus point. So we've done the 5. We'll go over them later. But this is the bonus point.
Yeah, and we actually heard this when we were at a Miracle Morning event in Chicago earlier this year. And
it was
crazy.
It was
crazy. It was
I just want to mention, like, this dancing that happened before, it was like that times like 1,000,000. We were like, oh my gosh, it was even too crazy for us. But we got into it by the end.
It was so fun. But we heard this thing because we were learning about all this like meditation and mindfulness practices and all these things. And understanding isn't enough. You must create a practice. But understanding everything and learning about everything helps you create a great practice. And we just loved that so much because it's really easy to get overwhelmed with all the information and just not do any of it. Like, hear it and be like, oh yeah, like I should do that, and actually not practice it. And so that's why our bonus tip is to create a practice and just practice every day. Brett Hill, I don't know if you mentioned it, because I didn't see it all, but we always ask him to talk about this. Like whenever we're interviewing him or he's like doing a webinar, we're just like, Brett Hill, what's that K word that you talk about all the time? Kaizen? Like Kaizen? I don't know. Kaizen, that's what it is. And it's a Japanese philosophy of continuous small improvements. Is that what it is? Continuous improvements. And it's just about taking one step after one step, and then another step, and then another step. And it makes so much sense.
Yeah, it's just little tiny steps. And then it's like this big step after a while. You just didn't realize. And it was easy because you're just doing one little thing every day. And I guess like that's our message for everything you've learnt here over this weekend too, because it can be really overwhelming. I mean, we just came back from a conference to learn about other stuff, and it's like, don't get overwhelmed, because then you end up doing nothing. Just take one little action step, and then another, and then another.
But I don't know if your brain ever goes like this, because sometimes mine does.
I'm too busy.
I just don't have time. Like, I'm really overwhelmed because I've learnt so much, so I'm just going to like not even do anything.
I'm just going to watch Netflix.
Yeah. And also, I can't even see myself making those changes, like, at all.
I don't believe in it anyway.
Yeah, and I'm fine. Like, I feel like pretty good right now, so I probably don't need to feel any better. And also, this is when we get all so crazy merrymakers. You're just full of crap. You don't know anything. Like, yeah, right, that I can go from mediocre to magical. Yeah, right, I don't think so. But we are so proof in your paleo pudding that you can, because we were two so different girls 4 years ago. Like, if we looked at ourselves like in a real life, it's like me 4 years ago was like standing here, and me here was like standing here. I'd be like, I don't even know that person, because like, I can't. But all I know is the only reason why I'm here is because I took those small steps. I took those 5 steps. So they are: focus on a less stressed diet.
Just eat real food and concentrate on what actually makes you feel good. Don't just listen to everyone around you. Listen to how you're feeling.
Be aware of our thoughts, because they do create our future. They create our now.
Live in the now. It's a much happier place.
So nice. Get grateful. Use the blessed trick every single day.
Or stoked if blessed makes you vomit, if maybe sometimes.
Add bliss, even just a little bit, every single day.
And the key is to practice it. And then soon it will just become a natural habit. I mean, the gratitude thing, it's just normal now. A couple years ago, it was this weird thing. I didn't even understand the concept of gratitude. But now it's just normal life.
So if you can focus on food, mindset, mindfulness, gratitude and bliss, and put it all into your own practice, everyone's is going to look a little bit different. I know that we can all go from mediocre to magical, or magical to even more magical. And then even more magical to even more magical. We just got to keep doing, keep taking small step after small step. And that is the end of our presentation. I like this little dance. Thank you so much to the Wellness Guys for inviting us to be on this stage. We are so blessed to be here and so super grateful.
We're so blessed to have you, all ears, nose, throat, coming down here, being so brave, and for Emma to come down and join us. It's a big round of applause for the Merry Guys.
Thank you. Fun.
Can we do a selfie?
Yeah, go for it. You want to do a selfie? What, like us three or you two?
You can be in it.
Okay, and everyone stand up. Everyone stand up. Come on. You want to like other way?
Oh yeah. How cool is it?
Come on. You want me to take it? All right. Everyone up there. You go. Great shot. 1, 2, 3. All right, we're on. Well done.